YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've enjoyed some of my latest uploads. If you have any observations or comments, please leave them in the comments below. I will read the comments, and if you have any requests, I'll take them on board. On this particular episode, we're going to be looking at the DJI OSMO Mobile. We're going to be unboxing it, looking at the features and specifications and some of the applications. Later on in the video, I'm going to be comparing the footage from the OSMO Mobile to the current generation of GoPro, and we're going to be looking at it in comparison to an iPhone 7 Plus mounted on one of DJI's OSMO mobiles, so you can compare and look at the contrast between these devices. I've just literally come back from Curry's where I bought this. It's currently on sale for £259. Previously to that, it was on sale for £329, so now is the best time to pick this up. The next generation I don't expect to be around, probably 6 to 9 months away, but I can't really see what they can improve apart from battery life and things like that. They're not going to improve the resolution or the frame rate. They might have a bigger sensor, but because it's such a limited small package, there's very little you can actually improve without making it a bigger device, which then will reduce the applications. Without further ado, let's unbox. Out of the box you get the DJI OSMO Pocket, a hardback case, 2 adapters, USB-C and Lightning, and a USB cable for charging. You do not get a micro SD card, which you have to buy separately. Okay, the features. You've got the 3-axis image stabilization, the camera, the microphone, the USB port, the on and off button, and then you've got the function button, which is also the record button. Take the cover off, you've got an extension port. You've also got the micro SD card. It feels really good in hand. It's actually quite heavy. Okay, before you start first use, you must activate the device. To do that, you switch on the Pocket. Select English or the language you wish to use. Scroll over, it'll show you instructions. You have to use these little adapters that come with it. So you take the plate off, put the adapter in. It's got USB-C and the iPhone one. I'm going to use the iPhone one because I want to use the iPad with it. Open the iPad. Download and install the DJI MIMO app. You can find this in the App Store. Launch the application. The app will open. You simply have to plug in the device into the side. You'll hear a beep. Accept the terms and conditions. You have to enable the device to obtain information. Next. Okay, this is typical of DJI. They want you to log in. So if you've used a DJI product previously, such as the RoboMaster or one of their drones, the Mavic or the Phantom, you'll be used to this process. Accounts are free, so if you've forgotten your details, just simply create another account. Activate. Go through 3 simple steps: register, send activation information and confirm activation. It's a bit over the top really, considering it's just a camera. Okay, and then it tells you how to install the SD card, what the buttons do, and various other. Done. One of the first things you notice about the DJI Pocket is it's really intuitive and easy to use. Once you've switched it on,
you've got basically the touch screen goes 4 different directions, from left to right. You can see your previous recordings and play them back. You can also delete them, etc. If you scroll down from the top, you've got your settings, which shows you some of the metrics such as battery life. You can calibrate the device, format the SD card, etc. If we scroll from the right, you got the modes you can use. You've got the photo mode, and you can also customize the settings in that itself. If you go to video, I like to film in 4K, so select that, 60 frames a second. It's also got slow motion, time lapse, and pano. If we swipe up from the bottom, you got you can cancel the roll of the camera, so the camera doesn't roll. As now it does. You've got fast follow, so it'll quickly pan rather than slowly. Recenter it. You can also flip the camera so it's facing you, so if you want to do a selfie, which is quite nice. And obviously, just to record, you just select the mode you want, in this case video, click the record button, and now it records you. It really is that simple and intuitive. And if you want to flip the camera around, just press that button and away it goes.
So if you're jogging, this is what jogging will look like. So if you're jogging, this is what jogging will look like. So if you're jogging, this is what jogging will look like. How does the video compare when you're walking around?
We're going to test out the OSMO Pocket versus the first generation OSMO Mobile. I'm using the iPhone 7 Plus. It's quite windy out there. Let's see how they perform. Okay, let's look at the good versus bad of the DJI OSMO Pocket. The good, 4K at 60 frames per second is better than most smartphones, which can only handle 30. The weight and size is nice, it's very controllable in hand. You're not going to get tired from carrying this. It's simple and intuitive to use. The footage is super smooth. and it really does make a difference. There's lots of support available, lots of aftermarket accessories, as you'd expect for a DJI product. The protection cover is really good. It's fantastic when you want to put this in a bag or put it away. It really does protect the gimbal and the device itself. They've really thought about that. Let's look at some of the bad. There's no inbuilt memory card. You're reliant on your own micro SD card. Battery life could be better. You're only going to get an hour's filming from start to finish on 4K. The sensor size is tiny, so the performance in the dark is going to be degraded. The screen size is also tiny, which does make it quite difficult to see the menus, especially when you're trying to play back a video to see if you've got the right shot. Another thing is the tripod. There's no tripod mounts, so you can't actually mount this on anything, which is a bit of an issue. So you're reliant on aftermarket accessories, which is a problem if you're using this for time lapse or hyperlapse. So if you're down the beach, for instance, and you put it down, you're going to get lots of sand in the USB-C. It's not waterproof. I think it is splash proof and it's fine in light rain, but I wouldn't take this out in heavy rain. The gimbal is exposed when in use, so if you drop it, there is a possibility you're going to break it. It's moving parts at the end of the day. It doesn't come with a USB charging dock, so you have to supply your own. Thankfully I've got plenty of these, but some people may not have. Otherwise, it's a fantastic product. It is really well thought out. If you're in the market for an individual item to film with and you don't want to use your phone, then this is definitely one to consider. It's in an odd sort of market. It's not really designed for professionals, but then most people who own a smartphone aren't going to invest in this. So it's really for pro amateurs, really. People who want a little bit more than the smartphone can offer, but don't want to go out and spend thousands on a proper gimbal setup and camera and digital SLR, etc. But otherwise, it's really a nice product.
So in conclusion, the DJI Pocket is really a brilliant product. It's a game changer. They've entered the camera market really quite late. They're competing with Sony, GoPro, Apple iPhone and Samsung Galaxy, but they're making a big difference with the physical hardware gimbal. GoPro, etc. have relied heavily on software to stabilize the image, whereas the hardware stabilization really is brilliant. The construction of the device is really nice. It's sleek in the hand, it's weighty but not too heavy to use every day. The gimbal part is made of like an aluminium, whereas the main body is like a hardened plastic with like a rubber coating. It really is quite nice and intuitive to use. The interface is sleek, intuitive, quick and easy to use. Once you've used it for 5 minutes, you'll be an expert in it. The features are quite basic but effective. They're the same features you're going to expect to see in any high-end smartphone. You've got standard photos, panorama, standard video, slow motion, time-lapse, etc. You also have the accompanying app, but I don't recommend you use that because that requires the use of a phone, which kind of cancels out the point of an isolated individual device. Also, if you're using a phone, that means you can't use that phone for other things, and you might want to fly a drone or use it to film from another perspective, etc. This is really a fantastic device. The modes 4K at 60 frames a second is quite standard now for any high-end camera. You're not going to really get better than that from any other market leader, especially for the price point. As this device is now on sale, I'd highly recommend you go and buy it, because the next generation, although is imminent, it's only going to be an incremental upgrade, such as battery life or something like that. You're not going to get anything that's really much better than what you've already got for the price point. And this is fantastic for vlogging, taking pictures and stuff of family and friends, and simple clips. Obviously it's not a professional device, but it doesn't really have to be. The quality is really superb and you're not going to be disappointed with this purchase.